welcome to the garden. So the last week or so I put together a bunch of containers and I added a few that I wanted to share with you, just some really simple ones, but actually some plant combinations, just some single flowers that I've been really enjoying, and some of my favorite flowers that we've got in the garden now. So I thought I would just take you around this morning and kind of share with you these plants. And then I also got in a order of seedlings in the mail, and so I thought we would chat about that, because that's always an interesting process, getting seedlings in the mail. So the first container is right in front of me here. Is this gorgeous salvia and calabacoa container, and it's one that I have been absolutely loving. It's super eye-catching. This is a great combination of flower colors. As you can see, it's just like so beautiful and bright, these really intense jewel tones. So let me see, I actually saved the plant tags. So this is a Superbell's Dreamsicle, which it's funny, I don't think of myself as someone who prefers orange as a color, but I find that I really like orange in the garden, especially this kind of orange where it's a little bit muted and there's some variation in the tone, and it almost looks like a little antique-y. I think it just adds to kind of making the garden look more, I don't know, sort of just relaxed and farm style mixed together. You've got orange, it's pretty casual. One of my favorite zinnias is the Queen Lime orange. That's one of my favorites too. I end up finding myself, these antique oranges really appeal to me. But then I paired it with this really beautiful salvia. So this is just like that classic salvia. It is good for containers, part shade to sun. And it's just, a really kind of classic salvia in the garden. It should be a good size too, because it only gets to be about 12 to 15 inches tall. It's pretty much getting to full height here. And then it's just the two plants in the container. So you've got the nice tall-ish, good size salvia, and then you've got this like pretty spilling calabacoa. And I just love that. I think they look so good together. And I put it right here in the front of the garden, so I get to look at it all the time, which is really nice. And it's just been so beautiful. It's always fun when you throw something together like that and then you end up loving it more than some of the things you even put a lot of time into. But then over here, I did a single plant, and I have been really just finding my eye drifting to this flower all the time when I'm out in the garden. So this is a Linaria. It's jewels. Let me go see. All right, let's walk over here. Here's the new the new seedlings, and I still have my pots. I need to take this all to the recycling, but I think we have a pot here with the Linaria. Here we go. It was the Drown Jewels, 14-inch tall sun, reseeds itself, annual. And I have been looking at it all the time. So I put one of these in a container with other things, and then I also just have this one in a single pot just by itself. But it's so pretty. I mean, it's just like a really striking combination of colors, and I think it's really nice kind of on its own. I set it next to this pollinator container, and that has been really fun. I feel like I really like the way that looks. This container also, I'll give you a little update. So I potted this up last week, and it's already starting, as you can see, to fill in. The sunflowers were like growing through the bottom of their pots. They really needed to get planted out, and now that it's been planted, it's growing super fast. It'll be really interesting to see how long it takes for this to bloom, but it is just taking off and growing super beautifully. And everything else is doing well. I do think I'm gonna have to treat maybe some of the calabacoas, but looks good. And this is just so fun, right? So I just popped that into a container, just on its own. I planted up a few other things in and around. I did put them an agastachy back here, but mostly now the containers are set. But I did end up getting an order. So here are the seedlings that I got in the mail. I actually got these from Vego Gardens. They had like a little deal, and so I went ahead and picked up some of their seedlings. And these are all container style for the most part. I think I got all container style varieties. I I'm always excited when I find that places are carrying seedlings that are designed for containers, smaller plants, more like micro plants, just super, super nice. So these came really well packaged. I will say a couple of the seedlings don't look as good, but a couple of them look really, really great. And I do think that they sat on my porch overnight, and that may be why a couple of them are looking a little bit rough. If you go ahead and order plants online, I've done it with really pretty good success. You can have a really good luck with it. But the one thing, if you order plants online, is that you need to make sure that you are gonna be there when your plants are delivered, and then you need to make sure that you immediately get them out of their packaging. You don't have to necessarily plant them immediately, but you need to get them out of the packaging, get them watered, have them in a spot where they can be, get airflow and everything and sunlight. Mine sat overnight, and it gets pretty hot in the evening on our porch. It was just because I was out of town for a night, and so I think a couple of them, like this little marigold, it'll probably pull through. I'm not too worried. Just a few of the little leaves got kind of singed, which tells me that maybe it got a little bit hot in the box on the patio, but it still looks good, and it has a cute little flower on it. I thought I would do a little like food crop container with a few different food plants. So I went ahead and got one of these little flowers, just cute little, this is a happy yellow marigold, a really sweet little plant. And they came like this. I'll put them back in here. They were just like that in the pot, and then I just took them out of the box. Not in the pot, in the box. They were like this, just in the box. And then I just, you just take them out, super easy, and set them where you want them to be. So the other, I got a tomato, because I always love a mini tomato. So this is a Kitchen Minis Red Velvet. Red Velvet is a nice determinate style variety. I have grown red velvet before. It does look like it had a bunch of flowers that all fell off. Tomato flowers are kind of delicate, and they kind of fall off in transit, it looks like. So I'm not too surprised by that, and I can just trim this back, and the plant was going to keep growing and will probably produce more fruit. And actually it'll probably make it kind of get a little bit more vigorous and dig into wherever I plant it, because it's not gonna be able to set that first set of fruit. Sometimes people do, take off the flowers when they want a plant to really focus on the roots. So I'm not worried about it losing some flowers, and that's just because they're delicate. And so when they're being jostled around in the box, I'm sure it was kind of hard. But it looks pretty good. Otherwise, it looks nice. And then I got a couple peppers. This one looks great. This is a sweet banana pepper, and I just realized I didn't have any banana peppers, and I love sweet peppers. And I thought, what, my daughters are gonna love banana peppers. This is not a small variety. This is like a full-size pepper. So I'll have to think a little carefully about where and how I plant it. But, it looks beautiful, right? That's a super healthy looking seedling. Then this pepper is not looking so great. This is this is another Kitchen Mini though. So I was excited to try it because it's a Kitchen Mini Fresh Bites Orange Sweet Pepper. Look at those, like cute little, snack kind of peppers. The plant looks a little sad. I think it was in here with the marigold, so it might have been my fault that these, this one set got a little too hot. But I'm gonna kind of just nurse it along. I'm gonna leave these two out. I'm not gonna put them in a container, and then we'll see how they do. Once they bounce back, then I can plant them. But the other one, I got 5 seedlings. The other one I got is this, which I'm so happy it looks really healthy, because of course I'm on a quest to grow some cucumbers, and this is looking great. It's the Quick Snack Kitchen Minis Cucumber. So it's perfectly container variety cucumber. The fruit size is small, so like 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches. Needs 15 to 20 inch pot, so I did put it in like this 15 inch pot, and it was such a healthy little seedling. There were 2 that came in a little cell. They look so healthy. I went ahead and put them in this pot where I had the little leaf. This is actually the remnants of it. I guess I can put it here and see what happens, but this is that little leaf cucumber seedling that just never, it's just not growing. I don't know what the deal is. It hasn't really taken off, but I figured, this is a perfect size pot for these 2, and they can just grow and take it over. And then I wanted it to be a cucumber pot anyways, so now you know, hopefully it will be, and it'll have everything that it needs. I'll probably put the tomato into a container with maybe like some basil. Tomato, basil, and nasturtiums is one of my favorite flower container, like flower and food containers. So I might do one of those. And then the banana pepper, I just need to find like a bigger spot, I think, where I can put the banana pepper in. I'm not too sure where I want to put it. I do have a space now. This is where, like, I tend to push my plants to the limits. But this is my pumpkin corn, like my fall bed. You can see this is the warty thing pumpkin is actually coming up finally. So that's exciting. And the corn is looking good. Look at this broom corn. How nice is that looking? I'm gonna plant a bunch more corn. That's one of the things I wanna do this week is plant out some more corn in containers. So I gotta remember to do that. And then also the little ground chairs are coming up. But I had over here another, I think this was this the melon? I don't know, something. Actually, I think there's ants in this container. I just noticed there were ants. The little seedling died, but now I wonder if it was because of the ants. Look at all those ants in there. Okay, so I might have to deal with that situation, but I was thinking now, maybe I could put it over here in this, like put the pepper over here in this raised bed. I don't need to, because this is gonna be more than too many things already. Given that the, you know, pumpkins are just so huge and they just take over everything, like the pumpkin's probably gonna just like take over that bed. Okay, I'm just thinking. You're really part of the garden process out here with me. What I think we have to do is go plant shopping and find some friends to put in a pot with pepper. I'm sort of running out of my big pots, and given that this is a temporary garden space, I'm not gonna buy like a bunch more of big containers for growing. That feels like it's, you know, kind of unnecessary. But with a pepper, I think something low, like maybe just like even some more petunias or calibrachoas, just some fun annual flowers underneath around the base of the pepper would be really pretty in a container. And maybe some more basil. I really want to get more basil in the garden. I don't feel like I have quite enough yet. So maybe we'll do that. That might be, we might have to go back to the garden center. I think that will be in order this week. I mean, that's the thing about May, right? You got to go to the garden center multiple times. You can't just go once. But I'm just gonna, in the meantime, keep these well-watered, fertilized, everything in nice full sun. So hopefully they will be as happy as possible in these little like 2-inch containers. And, you know, ordering plants, as I said, ordering plants online can be a little bit hit or miss. Obviously, you know, sometimes you're not seeing your actual seedling. I have, for the most part, had pretty good luck. So long as I ordered from really established places, I could probably contact Vego and tell them, like, this is how my seedling arrived. And I bet they would even replace it. You know, places that are real big, reputable businesses will do that. And it's better, you know, it can be more reassuring to order from there. Although I've also had really, really great luck ordering from different Etsy sellers, and they've packaged their plants beautifully and their plants have come super healthy. I think really what it comes down to is, as long as it's a place that's got good reviews, it's either well-established, you know, big company that can send you replacements if need be, or a place that is like a very, you know, good, well-reviewed Etsy seller kind of place. Good things, you can get great plants. You just have to be there when these plants are going to be delivered, and you also have to be ready like to make sure that you're ordering at the right time. The times I've had total fails were when like deliveries got delayed, it was still too cold out. Usually they won't send you your plants till they're too cold out, but one time I got a plant delivery that was like way late in the season. They didn't ship it to me till like the middle of like August, and it was just a bad time to be planting plants anyways. And these are little small seedlings. Like August heat planting was too stressful. The plants were not acclimated to my environment. They were not even like growing at a garden center down the road in my current environment, so it was just too much. So order at like this time of year, order from a good place. I probably will contact Vego and just let them know, like, you know, I don't know, that pepper doesn't look good, but the rest don't look great. I mean, the cucumber looks fabulous. It's super healthy. So I'm not worried about it. And they were a great deal on these seedlings. I'm going to show you in the vlog this week for the week, I'm going to show you these beautiful plants growing in this bed because it is looking wonderfully chaotic and gorgeous. There's a lot of fun things happening, and yeah, May is just like that time of year, right? This is the time for garden centers and planting your garden and everything. It's so much fun. But anyways, that is just a little update of some of the new containers and the new plants in the garden. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.